Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, words to my brethren all around the world watching this video. Hope you're having a great day today. As you're tuning in, do yourself a damn favor and hit the subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Now, with that being said, let's get into the boxing talk. As you can see by the title of the video, this is something I've been pondering for a little bit now, because quite frankly, it's becoming more of a reality as the days go by. All right. Now, big shout out to Eddie Hearn. Thank you, Eddie Hearn, as we say here on the show. Not thank you, Al Heyman, but thank you, Eddie Hearn. But we call a spade here on True School Sports, all right? Now, Eddie Hearn, for lack of a better word, he has created a monster in Dillian Whyte in which he can no longer fully control, okay? And let me tell you what I mean. So, for those of you who do not know or who are not up to date on what's going on, Dillian Whyte has expressed recently that he is not happy about the offer that has been made to him to fight Anthony Joshua April 13th at Wembley Stadium in a rematch with the unified heavyweight champion. Okay, he's not happy about the offer because he feels like with the performances he's been turning in, along with just as important, you know, becoming a pay-per-view star in the UK. All right, I think that has not been stated enough by a lot of people. Dillian Whyte, for those of you who do not know, here in America, Dillian Whyte is a viable, real deal, certified pay-per-view attraction in the UK. I mean, the guy is doing solid buys. You know, he brings that to the table. He is a draw all by himself. And because he is a draw, he recognizes that, he knows his worth, and he's not taking what Eddie Hearn is offering him. He's not taking the fight at Wembley Stadium, and now there's a bunch of rumors circulating that he may be going to Showtime to work with them or Frank Warren so that he can go get the biggest fights out there for himself. And it's interesting because Eddie Hearn put a lot of the groundwork into building Dillian Whyte as a pay-per-view star, and now that he's trying to get Dillian Whyte to fight his golden goose, and Anthony Joshua, things aren't going according to plan. You know, he's not really budging on taking the fight because he wants a better offer. And quite frankly, you know, Dillian Whyte, after the performances he turned in last year, I think if he's not happy with what Eddie Hearn is giving him, then he's entitled to that. You know, because he's made Eddie Hearn some good money. He has turned himself into an attraction in the UK. So you got to give him that. But here's what Eddie Hearn had to say in regards to fighting Anthony Joshua and the offer to Dillian Whyte that he made for Anthony Joshua. He said, I quote, okay, we've had a great run with Dillian Whyte. He wants a shot at the world heavyweight title. We've delivered that. He doesn't feel like the package is right at the moment. Now I think it's a good offer. I think also it's a shot at the world heavyweight title. He's built himself to #1 in the division. He's not a mandatory challenger. AJ is giving him a shot at the title for multi-millions of pounds. There's probably still some negotiations to do, but it also comes down to how much value do you put on a shot at the world heavyweight title. These kind of opportunities don't come around that often for a fighter. It's a chance to fight AJ in front of 100,000 people at Wembley Stadium for the world heavyweight titles. You're going to own the keys to the kingdom if you can beat Anthony Joshua. That's what Eddie Hearn says. And then in a separate article that I got here from Talk Sport, Eddie Hearn then admits that he would not be bothered if Dillian Whyte, by his words, he would not be bothered if Dillian Whyte fucks him off, and reveals that Eddie Hearn isn't talking to Tyson Fury. Now, here's what he said. He says this. He said, I quote, I have many of my fighters who I have a very good relationship with, presume who I have trust with and do a great job for, and I work with them on a fight-by-fight basis. Tony Bellew is another great example. So sometimes I work on the proviso that if you don't think I'm doing a good job for you, if you don't like me, if you don't respect me, you'll go. But that's okay. And if Dillian Whyte wants to go, I'm presuming I've done a great job with him, and I think he thinks the same. But nothing surprises you in boxing. If he wants to go elsewhere, he will go elsewhere. But you never know with Dillian, and that's what it is there. Eddie Hearn, yeah, and then he reveals that he's talking to Tyson Fury. So this is a real possibility in the heavyweight division that Dillian Whyte might just go ahead and leave Eddie Hearn and Matchroom Boxing altogether, and then go explore the opportunities to potentially work with Frank Warren to make a Tyson Fury fight, to potentially work with Showtime Boxing and make a fight with Deontay Wilder. These are, and Deontay Wilder has acknowledged in a couple of interviews that that would really speed things up and help that process, as far as making the fight happen. So it's interesting stuff. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know what I mean. I don't have the figures. I don't know what the figures were for what Eddie Hearn offered Dillian Whyte. But I'll say this, man. Whatever you offered him, Eddie, you should offer him like $1 million above whatever you think it is. You should overpay Dillian Whyte to fight Anthony Joshua for the world heavyweight titles as a reward, because this man has done and he's delivered. He's delivered. Every time you put him in a big box office pay-per-view fight in the UK, he has delivered in terms of action. I mean, look at the 2 knockouts he had last year, okay? 2 knockout candidate of the year type of knockouts. One against Lucas Brown, and then another one against Chisora, and then even against Parker, he showed the ability to land to land devastating shots in that fight. So he's legitimized himself not only as a pay-per-view box office attraction in the UK, but also as one of the top heavyweights in the world. And if Eddie Hearn doesn't want to pay Dillian Whyte what he thinks he's worth, then Dillian Whyte is fully, he's more than entitled to go his own way and see what's out there for himself. I like Eddie Hearn, I like Dillian Whyte, I like Matchroom Boxing, but boxing is a business at the end of the day, and these fighters only have but so short of a lifespan to make a fight to make money. So while Dillian Whyte is one of those top names, he's got to cash in, and he's got to be in big fights. And in a way, I think if Dillian Whyte leaves Eddie Hearn should take it as a compliment that you have created this monster. You have created such a big star in the UK as far as pay-per-view goes that he now demands that he get more. Who would have thought that Dillian Whyte, a guy with so little amateur fights all those years ago, who only lost to Anthony Joshua for the British title, who would have thought he'd be in this position to where he's getting damn near 500,000 pay-per-view buys against the likes of Joseph Parker in the UK? I mean, this is big time stuff from Dillian Whyte, and I think Eddie Hearn should really be proud of what he's done. But the fact of the matter is, your plan did not go according to plan, okay? You built Dillian Whyte up with the hopes that the AJ fight would be there, and it's not really going the way you thought it was. So it's very interesting. It's very interesting. I look forward to seeing what Dillian Whyte's going to do with his career. I'm not gonna lie. The more I follow his career, the more I see him fight, the more I get to watch his interviews and just learn about him. The more I like him. He's a fantastic fighter, and I like Dillian Whyte. And I truly wish him nothing but the biggest fights and the best moving forward in his career, because he really does deserve it. With the year he put on, with the year he had last year, to beat Lucas Brown, Parker, Chisora in the way he did in such a devastating fashion, and particularly in the Parker fight, he dominated Parker. He beat him, and so that to me proved everything that I needed to know about Dillian Whyte right there. So yeah, man, Dillian Whyte, a pay-per-view attraction, a monster that Eddie Hearn can no longer control. Yeah, he may own the keys to the kingdom if he beats Anthony Joshua, but you better pay up what he wants, because he wants that money proper. All right, so we'll see how everything goes. Eddie's already throwing out the potential that he might leave him. So usually when promoters are talking that way, it's kind of already happened. And we know that Dillian Whyte was here. He was in America for the Pacquiao fight. And he was. They were saying it was reported that he was meeting with PBC execs in Showtime Boxing to potentially talk about working with them. So, man, Dillian Whyte, good on you, man. The lad from Brixton doing big things in his boxing career. And personally, for me, I would like to see, like, if I had my choice, I would love to see him work with Frank Warren and go pursue a Tyson Fury fight. I think a fight between those two would be absolutely fun. Just the build up, the atmosphere they could create in the UK. It would be probably one of the biggest events in British boxing history, and I'd love to see that. But if he comes here to America and fights Wilder, then obviously I'm gonna like that too. So interesting stuff going on over there across the pond. Eddie Hearn not really bothered if Dillian Whyte leaves him. He's warning Dillian Whyte also that if he doesn't fight Joshua, that Alexander Usyk could take his WBO mandatory position. So all kinds of moving pieces going on with this whole saga. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Dillian Whyte, Eddie Hearn, and just all the stuff going on. Take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of my videos. You can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.